Have you ever waited for someone to come and fix your life? Have you stayed silent in the dark, hoping that one day a hero would appear and make everything better? What if I told you, nobody is coming? That sentence hits hard, doesn't it? Many people feel this deep inside but never say it out loud. They wake up every morning with the same heavy feeling in their chest. They look at their life and think, why is everything so difficult? Why do I feel so stuck? They wait for a miracle, for a perfect person, for better luck, or for the world to finally be kind. But days turn into months, and months turn into years, and still no one comes. Imagine a young man named Alex. He was 28 years old and lived in a small apartment that always felt too quiet. Every night he sat on his old couch, staring at the wall. He had dreams once. Big dreams of traveling, starting his own business, speaking English fluently, and feeling proud of himself. But those dreams slowly faded. He told himself, one day someone will notice me. One day my family will understand. One day a friend will push me forward. One day life will get easier. He waited. He waited for his parents to believe in him. He waited for a boss to give him a chance. He waited for a girlfriend to make him feel worthy. He waited for motivation to magically appear. But nothing changed. The silence in his room grew louder. The weight on his shoulders became heavier. Deep down, a quiet voice started whispering the painful truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Have you felt this whisper too? That moment when you realize the rescue you have been hoping for might never arrive? Feels scary. Feels lonely. But today we will walk through Alex's story together. We will see his pain, his struggle, his darkest moments, and finally, how he discovered the most powerful truth of his life. This is not just a story. This is a mirror. And by the end, you might see yourself in it. Alex grew up in a busy city, surrounded by noise but always feeling invisible. As a child, he was quiet and shy. He loved learning English from movies, but he was afraid to speak it. He thought his accent sounded strange, so he stayed silent in class. Teachers said he was smart, but he never raised his hand. Friends played loudly around him, but Alex stayed in the corner, watching. His parents worked long hours. They loved him, but they were tired. They often said, study hard, get a good job, and everything will be fine. So Alex studied. He got average grades. He finished school and found an ordinary office job answering emails. The work was safe, but it felt empty. Every day was the same. Wake up, go to the office, come home, eat alone, scroll on his phone, and sleep. Inside, Alex carried a secret dream. He wanted to speak English confidently, travel to new countries, and build something meaningful. He imagined himself standing tall, sharing ideas, and feeling free. But fear held him back. He thought, I am not ready. I need more time. Someone will help me when the moment is right. He tried small things. He watched English videos late at night. He repeated sentences alone in his room. But every time he thought about speaking with real people, his heart beat fast and his mind went blank. So he stopped trying. He told himself, it is okay. Life is hard for everyone. One day things will change without me forcing it. Years passed quietly. Alex turned 25, then 27. His friends started getting promotions, getting married, and moving forward. Alex stayed in the same small apartment with the same small life. He felt jealous sometimes, but quickly pushed the feeling away. They are lucky, he thought. They have support. I am different. At night, the loneliness felt stronger. He would lie in bed and ask himself, why am I like this? Why can't I just be happy? He did not have answers. He only had hope that tomorrow might be different, that someone somewhere would finally see his struggle and reach out a hand. But no one did. His parents called once a week and asked the same questions. Are you eating well? How is work? They never asked about his dreams. His coworkers smiled politely but never went deeper. Online, he saw people posting about their successes, and he felt even smaller. This was Alex's life before the truth hit him. A life of quiet waiting. A life built on the belief that rescue would come from outside. He did not know yet that this belief was the very thing keeping him stuck. He was kind. He was smart. He had potential. But he had given his power away to an invisible savior who never arrived. Then everything started to feel heavier. Alex's job became more stressful. His boss gave him more tasks but never praised him. Meetings were in English and Alex stayed silent, nodding even when he did not fully understand. He was afraid of making mistakes. Every time someone asked for his opinion, his throat tightened and the words disappeared. At home, the quiet felt louder. Bills arrived every month, and his savings were almost gone. He wanted to take an English course, but he told himself, I cannot afford it right now. Maybe next year. Next year never came. His old dreams started to hurt when he remembered them. He stopped watching motivational videos because they made him feel worse. One evening, after a long day, Alex received a message from an old school friend. The friend had started his own small business and invited Alex to join an online meeting. We need someone who speaks English well, the message said. Alex's hands shook as he read it. This could be his chance. But the fear was too strong. He replied with a short, I am busy, and deleted the message. That night he could not sleep. He sat on the floor with his head in his hands. Why am I so weak? He thought. Why do I always wait? The questions felt like knives. He remembered all the times he had stayed silent. All the opportunities he had let pass. All the nights he had hoped someone would notice and pull him out of this hole. His health started to suffer too. He felt tired all the time. He ate too much junk food because it gave him quick comfort. His confidence dropped lower every week. When he looked in the mirror, he saw a man who looked older than his age. His eyes had lost their light. Friends and family noticed something was wrong, but they only gave simple advice. Just be positive. Everything will be okay. Those words felt empty. Alex wanted real help, but he did not know how to ask. He started to believe that maybe he was broken. Maybe some people were simply meant to stay stuck. The waiting turned into anger. He felt angry at life, at his parents, at society, even at himself. Why didn't anyone teach me how to be strong? He thought. Why is everything so hard? But the anger did not change anything. It only made the pain deeper. One rainy afternoon, Alex stood by the window watching people rush outside. Everyone seemed to have direction. He felt completely alone in the crowd. In that moment, the truth started to break through the fog in his mind. No one was coming. No magic helper. No perfect timing. No sudden rescue. The problem had grown so big that it filled every part of his life. His dreams were fading. His voice was silent. His future looked gray. And the only person who could change it was the one he had been ignoring all along, himself. But Alex was not ready to accept that yet. The idea felt too scary. Taking full responsibility meant facing all his fears without anyone to blame. So he pushed the thought away and went back to waiting. The breaking point came on a cold winter night. Alex had lost an important project at work because he could not speak up in the meeting. His boss looked disappointed and said, "We needed your input." Alex went home and closed the door. He sat in the dark for hours. Tears came without warning. He cried like a child. All the years of silence, all the missed chances, all the quiet suffering poured out. "I am so tired," he whispered to the empty room. "I am so tired of waiting." In his mind, he saw every version of himself he had disappointed. The little boy who dreamed of speaking English fluently. The teenager who wanted to travel. The young man who wanted to feel proud. All of them were still waiting for rescue that never arrived. He felt worthless. He felt ashamed. He felt angry at the world for being so unfair. "Why me?" he asked again and again. "Why do others seem to have it easier?" The questions had no answers, only more pain. That night, Alex hit rock bottom. He looked at his phone and saw messages from people living the life he wanted. They were posting about new countries, new languages, new confidence. He felt jealous, then guilty for feeling jealous. The cycle of emotions was exhausting. He thought about giving up completely. "Maybe this is just who I am," he told himself. "Maybe I should stop dreaming and accept a small life." But something inside him refused to die. A small, quiet spark still burned beneath all the pain. It was the last piece of hope he had left. In the middle of his tears, a new thought appeared, frightening but clear. What if no one is coming? Because I am supposed to save myself. The idea terrified him. It meant he could no longer blame anyone else. It meant the responsibility was his alone. It meant facing his fears without a safety net. The fear of failure felt huge. The fear of trying and still failing felt even bigger. Alex cried until there were no tears left. He lay on the floor, exhausted. For the first time, he allowed himself to feel the full weight of his loneliness. He allowed himself to admit how much he had been hurting. In that dark moment, something important happened. The emotional breakdown cracked open the door to a new possibility. The pain was so deep that it forced him to look inside himself instead of outside. He did not have answers yet. He only had questions. But those questions were the beginning of everything. The next morning, Alex woke up with swollen eyes but a strangely clear mind. The storm of emotions from the night before had washed away some of the fog. He made a simple cup of coffee and sat by the window. The sun was rising slowly, painting the sky in soft colors. For the first time, he did not push the painful thoughts away. He let them stay. He asked himself gently, what if the truth is that nobody is coming to save me? And that is actually good news. At first, the idea felt cold. But as he sat there, it started to feel lighter. If no one was coming, then he was free. Free from waiting. Free from depending on others. Free to decide his own path. He remembered a small moment from his childhood. His grandfather had once told him, "The strongest trees grow in the storm, not in the calm." Alex had forgotten those words for many years. Now they returned with new meaning. He opened his notebook, the same one he had not touched in months, and wrote one sentence. "Nobody is coming, so I must begin." Writing those words felt powerful. It was scary, but it also gave him a strange sense of control. For years he had given his power to others. Now he was taking it back. He thought about his English. He had waited for the perfect teacher, the perfect course, the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never came. What if he started speaking even if his English was not perfect? What if he made mistakes and kept going anyway? The realization grew stronger. He understood that his biggest problem was not his accent, not his job, not his shyness. His biggest problem was the belief that he needed someone else to save him. That belief had kept him small. It had kept him silent. It had kept him stuck. Now, a new belief started to form. I am responsible for my own life, my growth, my voice, my future. They all start with me. It was not an easy realization. Part of him still wanted to hide and wait. But another part, a stronger part, felt excited for the first time in years. He felt a small spark of hope that belonged only to him. Alex stood up, looked in the mirror, and said quietly in English, "I will start today." His voice sounded shaky, but it was his voice. The turning point was not loud or dramatic. It was quiet and personal. It was the moment he stopped looking for a savior and started becoming one for himself. That same day, Alex took his first small step. He opened his computer and searched for free English conversation practice. He found a simple language exchange app. His hands were shaking when he created a profile. He wrote, "I am learning English. I make many mistakes, but I want to improve. Please be patient with me." He joined his first voice chat with a stranger from another country. The moment the other person said, "Hello," Alex's heart raced. He said hello back, and then nothing. There was a long silence. He wanted to run away, but he remembered his new sentence. "Nobody is coming, so I must begin." He took a deep breath and said slowly, "My name is Alex. I live in a small apartment. I want to speak better English." His sentences were simple and broken, but he said them. The other person was kind. They spoke slowly and encouraged him. Alex made many mistakes, but he kept talking. The conversation lasted only 10 minutes, but when it ended, Alex felt different. He felt alive. The next day, he tried again. This time, he spoke for 15 minutes. He told a short story about his day. He laughed when he mixed up words. The fear was still there, but it was smaller. He also started small changes at work. Instead of staying completely silent in meetings, he forced himself to say one simple sentence every time. "I agree," or "that is a good idea." His voice trembled at first, but each time it became a little easier. At home, he created a new routine. Every morning he spoke English out loud for 5 minutes while making breakfast. He described what he was doing. "I am boiling water. Now I am making coffee. The coffee smells good." Felt silly at first, but it built confidence. These first attempts were not perfect. Some days he wanted to quit. Some conversations went badly and he felt embarrassed. But he kept going. He reminded himself every morning, "Nobody is coming to save me. This is my job now." For the first time in years, Alex felt like he was moving forward instead of waiting. The road was not smooth. After the first excitement, reality hit hard. Alex faced many difficult days. Some nights, after a bad conversation where he could not express himself, he felt like a failure again. The old voice returned. "See? You are not good enough. Maybe you should stop." Doubt was strong. It made him want to go back to his old safe silence. At work, when he tried to speak more, one coworker laughed lightly at his mistake. It was not mean, but it hurt. Alex went to the bathroom and fought back tears. He thought, "This is why I stayed quiet before. It is too painful." His family did not understand his new efforts. When he told them he was practicing English every day, they said, "Why waste time? Focus on your job." Their words made him feel alone again. He realized that even the people closest to him could not save him. Only he could keep going. Money was still tight. He wanted better learning materials, but he could not afford them. So he used free resources and practiced more creatively. He recorded his own voice and listened to it later. Hearing his mistakes was uncomfortable, but it helped him improve. There were weeks when motivation disappeared completely. He would skip practice for 2 or 3 days. Then guilt would come. He would sit in his room feeling stuck again. The struggle felt endless sometimes. The old belief, "Nobody is coming now," had a new side. And sometimes even I do not want to come for myself. But in the middle of the struggle, Alex noticed something important. Every time he fell, he got up a little faster. Every time doubt attacked him, he fought back a little stronger. The pain was still there, but it no longer controlled him completely. He started keeping a small journal. Every night he wrote 3 things. One thing he tried, one mistake he made, and one small win. Some days the win was tiny. "I spoke for 3 minutes today," but writing it down reminded him that he was moving forward. The struggle phase taught him that change is not a straight line. It is full of ups and downs. It is messy. It is uncomfortable. But staying the same was more painful in the long run. He learned to be patient with himself. He learned that making mistakes was not failure, it was practice. He learned that the voice of doubt would always be there, but he did not have to listen to it. Then came the day that changed everything. Alex had been practicing for several months. He joined a bigger online English group. This time there were more people. The topic was, "Describe a challenge you have overcome." When it was his turn, Alex's hands were cold. His heart was beating fast. He took a deep breath and began to speak. His English was still not perfect. He paused many times. He searched for words, but he kept going. He told his real story, the waiting, the pain, the realization that nobody was coming to save him, and how he started to save himself. The group listened quietly. When he finished, there was a moment of silence. Then people started typing messages. "Thank you for sharing. That was inspiring. I feel the same way." One person said, "Your courage is beautiful." In that moment, something deep inside Alex shifted completely. He realized his broken English did not matter as much as his honest heart. People connected with his truth, not with perfect grammar. Tears came to his eyes, but this time they were different. They were tears of release. He had spoken his truth in English in front of strangers, and the world did not end. Instead, it opened. That night, Alex walked outside for a long time. The air felt fresh. The city lights looked brighter. He understood now that the breakthrough was not about speaking perfectly. It was about finally believing in himself enough to try. He recorded a voice message to himself. I did it. I spoke. And I am still here. I am growing. Nobody came to save me, but I came for myself. The fear was not completely gone, but it had lost its power. Alex felt a new kind of strength, quiet, steady, and real, came from inside him. No one had given it to him. He had built it step by step. This breakthrough moment was the turning of the tide. From that day, his practice became easier. His confidence grew naturally. He started to enjoy speaking English instead of fearing it. He understood the deepest truth. Real change begins when you stop waiting for rescue and start becoming the person who rescues yourself. Months passed, and Alex became a different man. His English improved steadily. He could now hold long conversations without freezing. He joined more meetings at work and shared his ideas clearly. His boss noticed the change and gave him better projects. For the first time, Alex felt seen because he had made himself visible. He started a small side project, recording short English videos about his journey. He shared his story of waiting and then deciding to save himself. The videos were simple, but people from many countries watched them. They sent messages saying, "Your story helped me start too." Alex traveled for the first time alone. He visited a nearby city and practiced English with locals. He made mistakes, laughed at them, and kept going. The old shy boy was gone. In his place was a man who trusted himself. His relationships changed too. He spoke more openly with his family. He told them about his dreams and his struggles. Some understood, some did not, but Alex no longer needed their approval to keep moving. He had learned to give approval to himself. Inside, the biggest change was in his identity. He no longer saw himself as someone who needed saving. He saw himself as someone who was capable of growth. The heavy feeling in his chest had been replaced by a quiet confidence. He still had bad days. He still felt fear sometimes. But now he knew how to face it. He had tools: daily practice, honest self-talk, and the powerful reminder, nobody is coming, so I will keep showing up for myself. Alex looked back at his old life with kindness, not regret. He understood that every year of waiting had taught him something important. It had prepared him for this new chapter. He was not perfect, but he was free. Free from the prison of waiting. Free to build the life he wanted. Free to speak, to dream, and to grow at his own pace. The transformation was not loud or sudden. It was deep and steady. It came from hundreds of small brave moments when he chose to move forward even when no one was watching. Today, Alex wakes up with purpose. He speaks English with natural flow. He helps others who feel stuck. And every morning, he smiles at the mirror and says, I came for myself. And that changed everything. So here is the truth that Alex discovered, and the truth I want you to remember. Nobody is coming to save you. Not the perfect teacher. Not the lucky break. Not the ideal person. Not tomorrow. This truth can feel heavy at first, can feel lonely, but when you truly accept it, it becomes the most liberating truth of your life. Because if nobody is coming, then you are free to begin. You are free to speak even when your English is not perfect. You are free to try even when you are afraid. You are free to build your confidence one small step at a time. You do not need to be perfect to start. You only need to show up for yourself. Look at your own life right now. Where have you been waiting for someone else to change things? Where have you been silent because you were hoping for rescue? Today can be your turning point. Not because everything will suddenly become easy, but because you decide to stop waiting and start moving. Speak your first awkward sentence today. Write your first honest thought today. Take your first small step today. The journey will have struggles. It will have doubts. It will have days when you want to quit. But every time you choose to continue, you become stronger. You become the person you have been waiting for. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not alone in this feeling. Many people are waking up to the same truth right now. The power has always been inside you. It was only waiting for you to claim it. So stand up, take a deep breath, and say it with me, even if your voice shakes. Nobody is coming to save me, so I will save myself. That single decision can change everything. Thank you for walking through this story with me. If Alex's journey touched something inside you, then your own transformation has already begun. Keep practicing your English. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep believing that you are enough to build the life you want. You have everything you need inside you. Now it is time to begin. If you found something valuable in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and following for more content.